Hi, this is Johnny. I have people who ask me how do you use the retro and how do you do the mapping? Because the whole reason we have retro on top of high-low is to fix the 6-button issue as well, and also adding more console to the system. So I have tested a couple of the Super Nintendo chords from RetroArch, and it was a lot of them, and some of them have sound issue, and definitely they all have button mapping issue. So I'm going to show you how to map it correctly, and also show you which one that I use to run the Super Nintendo one. So you just go to any game that you already set up that have retro, okay, and you just go into any game, press A, okay. I use the one is the bootleg, and this one is the one that actually run well and run fast. So I have that share the chord and the ROM in the other video, so go check that one out. But right now, today I'm going to show you about Super NES, and then we will try Genesis. I don't know we have time to do the same one on this video, but let's go ahead and press star and select to get to this screen. And one thing tricky about this is your escape is on top and your enter select is on the bottom, the yellow one, okay? So you're gonna go, you don't want to get out, you just want to go to you're gonna go to the controller, okay? You're gonna press enter to go into the controller. And since I want to fix everything, I'm gonna save it in the chord, save it in the content, save it in the game for everything, because the 6-button stuff is all messed up, so I want to map it on all the emulator. The emulator I'm using is called May 2000. I'm sorry, not May 2000. Let me take that back. Cancel. I forgot. I told you cancel is on top. I can always press here. Okay, cancel is B. Okay, so when you first come in and you want to test the Super Nintendo, you want to go and I apologize. I forgot I'm not in Nintendo yet. I want to close the main because that's not the chord that I'm using. So I'm going to press B, which is X's out the chord. Now the button is different again. Your enter now would be A, B, C, D, E, F would be F instead. And I believe your escape probably now going to be a D. So we're going to choose a chord. So we're going to press F. Oops, sorry. Take that back. It would be D. Sorry. I did so. Oh, it's not even D. Okay, when you get that, you just press the select button. Okay, is it still enter? Okay, still B. Still enter B. All right. Now, this one will take you to Hydro REV folder, for example. If you go here, you go to RES, and this is what in the ASPH folder. So you don't want to go there. So you're gonna press B to get out. B, okay. So the button mapping is still this two. Sometime it will change to this one. So this one right now is still B and A. Alright, so we're gonna go to V disk. V disk is the one you want. So you're going to press enter. And I know mine is so long because I'm testing a lot of stuff. So you want to go to retro. You should only have one folder called retro. Okay, you're gonna press enter. Then you're gonna go select your chords. Okay, chords is the emulator that are going to emulate the Super Nintendo. So you're gonna press enter. And then you're going to search for Super NES. So we're gonna go backward. We're gonna go to the top and then work our way up, okay? So we're looking for stuff that start with S. All right. Now I have tested with this one. Have sound issue, and the other one also have sound issue. Okay. Both this one and this one have sound issue, and this one also have sound issue. Now, one of them take the zip file. Okay, but anyway, those do not work well. So I went to the 2005 plus. That one apparently it worked well. Okay, I think that's the one I did use. Now I don't remember it's a plus or is it a regular one. I wrote it down, but I threw it away. I believe it's the plus. That's what happens if you don't write things down. Now I don't remember. I think it is the plus. I believe that is the one. That's the one I use. All right, let's try with a plus. If it doesn't, then we could go to the one on top. Okay, there's only two left. This one and this one. And right now, the one below it, this one have issue, this one have issue, and this one have issue, sound issue. And I think the one with the X, that one actually take the zip file only. It doesn't take the. Okay, I wrote it down here. Okay, so 2010 has sound issue, but it does support the SFC. Doesn't support zip file. This one 9X next, that one only supports zip file. So anything you see up there, you have the 9X underscore 9X next, those support only the zip file. Okay, .zip, and they don't. Does they have sound issue? This one actually is okay, but this one has sound issue for sure. Then I went to test that one. It also has sound issue too, but this one is better. And so I wrote it down without the plus, but I thought I used the plus. But let's go ahead and test it without the plus, see how well it goes. And we're gonna go up here and we're gonna press enter. All right, so now we finished loading the code. We're gonna load the content. Now the content is the physical location of the ROM. Okay, you don't want to load it from playlist because this thing is not set up to load from playlist, so the game will not work. Okay, all right, so don't load from playlist. So you're gonna load. Let me go back. I know the screen was buried. Let me go back up. So we finished doing this one. We're gonna go to content. Then we're gonna go to MNT hard disk. All right, I'm gonna go up because I'm gonna start from the bottom, alphabet order. So I'm looking for a folder called ROM. Like I say, you're not gonna have so much folder that you're gonna be so confused. You only have ROM folder, retro folder, and the Hilo folder, which is the ASPH. Okay, and then maybe you have a CD key folder as well if you wanted to do the CD key. CD key is actually for the stock firmware only. It's not for the Hilo hack. Okay, it actually give you the additional 20 more games, so you get a total of 40 games with this system. Okay, and that came from Neo Geo company that created the Neo Geo arcade stick. So you're gonna press enter, and then we're gonna look for NES. Okay, you could name it any way you want, but I recommend name it. If you're gonna put it into Hilo stick, let's just call it Hilo Retro. If you're gonna use Hilo Retro, meaning that you're gonna add retro inside the menu, then you have to follow the Hilo procedure or Hilo's rules, meaning there's no space in a file. So if you have a space in a file, it will not load. Okay, so that's the. But if you run it directly from here, it doesn't matter. You could, so you might want to consider maybe create it, but I like the emulator better because you have a pictures, 3D pictures plus animation on front of it, which is real nice and pretty. And that's what I like about this Neo Geo arcade stick with idle hack on it, because you get to create your own animation and background and the box art, which is real neat. So it become a customize your own stuff. So we're gonna look for the ROM, and we're looking for NES. Oh, I already test Nintendo DS, it do not work. I test Nintendo 64, it do not work. So just FYI. I'm gonna search for a game that's, I'm gonna go back the opposite way. Now I'm gonna press this way to go up. If you go this way, you go down. So if you go left on the joystick, you're going back up. Page per page instead of one by one, so it go faster. So I'm going to look for Super Street Fighter 2, which is this one. All right, I'm gonna press A, and I think I did use the one is the plus, but let's go ahead and test this one without the plus, see how well this one sound. I think the plus sound good. We could test the last three just to make sure, because I test every one of them. So sound okay, so we cannot let the sound do too much. You're gonna press the first button again. Okay, now if you press the A button, you get different color. You get white, and this one I think is orange. Let's try the one on D button. So this one you get like kind of bluish color. So I've been writing down what color you get. So this kind of a little more like, oh, it's gray. So it's gray color. All right. So my button, I'm gonna beat up. See, my button is not set up correctly. So I was using the plus. I didn't use the 2005 only, because this button is not set up right. See, kicking is on top, and the punching is all messed up. The button, all 6 buttons is working, but it's all messed up. Okay, so if I press this button, it's yeah, that's correct. But this one is punching. It's a medium punch, and this one is a slow medium kick, and this one is a fast punch, and this one is a fast kick. So it's not in the correct order. All right, it's messed up. So we're going to press start and select. Okay, so this one also play well with the sound, but this one the controller mapping is not correct. So we're gonna put down this. So the one I did on the top is actually the plus. Okay, now we're going to test the one that is not the plus, and we're gonna go over this is how this button is supposed to be. Okay, now the way the button is laid out based on alphabet label on the arcade stick, as you look at it, okay, you could tell that it is actually labeled A, B, C, D, and normally we would say E and F based on this. The sequence is the pattern. A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so we are going to physically label it like this. Okay, where it is A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, now in retro, this is not how it's labeled. In retro, it's actually labeled like this. Okay, so if you go in by this, we change this to X and Y because they don't call it C, so we call it X and Y. So this two is a physical layout, but it's not correct. Okay, and if you go in by the button, it's actually 1, 5, 3, 0, 2, and 4. Okay, but with this game, they don't go by really technically number, but the number is there. We're gonna look at it. But the physical layout is actually A. The yellow button is actually A, and then the B is actually on the top. and then X is the blue button right there, and then the Y is actually on top of X, and then L1, L2 is correct. I mean L1, R2 is correct. So L and then R. All right. So if you understand, this is the physical layout of the retro, okay? And if you want to go by number, you could. So this is the correct pattern for the arcade stick for the Nintendo Quad for this game, okay? So what I did is I took this and save it on all the one called if you is going, the one I actually called the plus, okay? The one called the NES 9X 2005 plus, okay? So now we are going to do the one that is not set up correctly, and we're going to fix it, okay? So let's don't try to remember this is the correct one. Let's don't try to remember the incorrect one, because I did write it down for the incorrect one, and it's very, very confusing. It is I have to do a lot of testing. Yeah, the select and star is correct. A is actually number 1, which is X, which is not correct. X is B, and so on. And so those are not correct. So don't let that confuse. This is what we're going to change it to, and then we're going to check it out. See if all the kicking is on top. It's supposed to be light kick, light punch. Fast punch, medium punch, and heavy punch. And then fast, when I say light kick, it's a fast kick, medium kick, and then hard kick, okay? So the first one is always fast, medium, fast, and then hard. So that's the pattern. So this is punching and this is kicking. So we're gonna change it to this, and we're gonna test it out on this version. All right. So we're gonna go to, first we're gonna have to close the game. Right now the game is running. Oh no, this one you don't. This one you're playing the Nintendo game. Sorry. The first time we did this, we did close it. Okay. So we're just going to go to controller, press B, yellow button, and then we're gonna go to port number 1. Okay. So once you save this, it should affect the controller number 2 as well. I haven't tested this with controller number 2, so I don't know would it work with controller number 2. And I don't have okay, let me zoom in. Sorry about that. All right. So number B is actually, B is going to be, okay, B is actually going to be Y, okay? So I'll put that on the description on the bottom, okay? So let's look at what they have over here. All right. So B need to be Y. See, it's pointing to B. So B cannot be B. So you're gonna go B to Y. Just move left and right on the joystick. So B is Y. Then Y need to be X. Okay. Select star is good. The direction is good. No need to change. Okay. And the A button is actually need to be B. So I'm going to change the A button to B. And then X button, it need to be A. It took me like a couple hours to to figure out what is what, because we don't know the physical layout, and by guessing it, which I was doing, I was following the layout based on this joystick pattern, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F, and that wasn't the pattern for retro. The pattern for the retro, it wasn't like that. The pattern retro was this way, okay? It was actually A, B, X, Y, and then L, R, which is no way you would know. There's no pattern. There's A, B, and then X, Y, and then for arcade, for example, like Raspberry Pi, normally we would say, okay, this is A and this is B, or vice versa, B and A, okay? But we would not put B on top, you know? And then for arcade, we normally say A, B, and then X and Y, and then L1, R1, okay? But we would never think this is the pattern, okay? But that is the pattern for this retro, all right? So we did all that. Now we're going to save it. So we're going to go press B to get out from all the changes we did. Press B. And then we're going to go to save the mapping. So we're going to press B. And then we're going to press save the content. And then it says successfully save. If you know, I know the bottom you can't really see it. Then we're going to say save the game mapping as well. This game. Okay. So we actually tell it that whenever you use this, the chords that we selected, which is NES 95, you are going to keep those mapping, okay? So some of the games that do not use a 6 button, it will still follow this mapping, okay? If you just want to save it for the game, then you choose just the top one. You don't want to choose all 3 of them. But since this joystick is so messed up, I want to do all of them, if that makes sense to y'all. Okay, so I'm going to press B. Now I'm going to go up to the top, and this time I want to restart the game, because if you don't restart, the changes will not take effect. So we're going to restart the game. Press yellow button and restart. So hopefully what I tell you is going to work. Because the other one worked, but this one is a different one, so hopefully it should work. So I'm going to press the first button on the right, press it again, press the first one again, okay? All right, so we tried the D, now we try I think that one's blue. So this one, now I haven't tried this color yet. So that one is gray, and this one, what color is this one? Well, this one is dark gray. Okay. Here, there you go. Punching is correct. Medium punch and a hard punch. And then fast kick and medium kick. Really, and then round kick. One button. Round kick. So that's the heavy kick. So the button is correct now. So you got round kick, medium kick, fast punch, medium punch, and heavy punch. So there's a heavy kick, which is round kick, and then this is the medium, and this one is the fast one. All right, let's do. All right, so that's good. All right, so now there's only one of them I haven't tested that I don't know it will play well or not. The rest of them I did, and we already know the result, the sound issue. So we're gonna go ahead and close this chord. Close the content, press B. Okay, we're gonna load a new chord. We're gonna try the other one. So we're gonna press A. We're gonna do V this. All right, so the one we haven't tested was I'm gonna go up. Start from bottom up, press left to move page by page. Oh, sorry, I need to go to the chord first before I do that. Okay, go to retro, press A, then go to chords, and then we're gonna go up to the top and start from the bottom up. So we're gonna go left, and we're gonna look for S. And so the Super Nintendo and the Genesis one are the 2 that a lot of people wanted to use the new retro hack on top of Hydro hack. Okay, so this is the latest hack that for Neo Geo Arcade Stick Pro. All right, and so we're gonna go to the S. Sorry, just pass it. So the last one I haven't tested was the one called, okay, this one looked different than the one. Oh, I still have more to test. I have the 2002, I tested 2002 is the last one I haven't tested. So let's write that down. I'm gonna write it down so I have a note of which one I have tested and what is the result from it. So 2005 is good and 2000 plus is good. Okay, and those two already set up. So I will probably give you the save code and you can load it onto, well actually when you zip this up it will have all the setting already for the NES. Okay, we're going to go ahead and check this one out and see how this one work, because I never load this one before. I should have rolled it down. Let me go, I don't know if I could go back. And I don't want to go back that way. That one is 2002. Let's go ahead and do it again. So we go to V disk. We're not gonna go to Venter. That will take you to a different place. Okay, you want to go to V disk. Venter is for the high-low folder, so it will go directly to high-low folder. So you don't want to use that one. You use the V disk. Press B, and then we're gonna go from the bottom up. We're gonna go to Retro. Press B, and then we're gonna go to the chords. Okay, and we're gonna go up to the top and go left again. And I want to write down the correct name. So this one is called SNES 9X2002 underscore. Okay, because if you're going to use this on high-low, you have to go to a bin folder and create it inside the very bottom bin folder. You want to point to the white chords, so then you can modify all the one that was already in the list to point to retro instead of point to the emulator that came from the older version, the high-low hack version. You want to use the one that is retro. So high-low retro, if you want to call it. Okay, and that will give you the 6-button functionality. Okay, and I will try to do that for Super NES since now I know which one, and I just need to rename everything to make it work. And then Genesis, I need to work on that too to make so all the 6-button will work, because the old version, high-low hacks, high-low stick, do not support the 6-button for the Genesis or Super Nintendo or any home console that support 6-button. It doesn't support it. But with this, it will support it, but we have to configure the button correctly. Okay, so let's try this one. And let's load the same game. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit pain. This is why we created the game list, so you could go into little icon, so you could go into it quicker without having to go through this every time. So we're gonna go back up to a folder, and it's a very time consuming, especially with kids, or anybody that don't want to waste the time. This is only for testing purpose. Before you set up the game list, you have to know which one actually work and what kind of format that you need to change. So like I was saying, if you see how the game have parenthesis, comma, and space. If you run it directly from retro, it doesn't require you to change the naming system. Okay. You also recognize the zip, so this format also recognizes the zip, and I think the other one do also. But you have to follow the high-low operating system, which do not support the little dash or space or parenthesis. Okay, it support uppercase, it's okay, but not those dash and all that, comma, and those will not work. Okay, so we're gonna go up again, and we're gonna try Street Fighter again and see how this one works. So we're gonna press enter, and it's using the 2002. Let's see if this one has sound issue or not. Not too bad. Not too bad. But a little bit glitching. All right. All right, let's try the button at the bottom. So this one kind of look a little bit like yellow. So this one is kind of yellow look. Yeah, it's kind of green and yellow. Okay. All right, so the button here is all gonna messed up. Kicking is on the first button, and then the punching, and then you punching, heavy punch. So kicking is not supposed to be on top, supposed to be on the bottom. So right there is already, the button layout is already messed up already too. See, the punching in the middle is not supposed to be a punching, it's supposed to be kicking. So let's go ahead and fix that because this one does run pretty well. But I think I'll stick with the 2005 plus maybe. All right, so we go ahead and fix that. So to fix it, you go to Control, press A, and we're gonna do it again so you could see it again. So that way you guys will understand. Ooh, this one had no setup. Oh wow. See that? This one is totally empty. So I don't want to use this one because I have to set up everything. Why is it like that? Press B. Okay, Control press. Let's see if we can load the mapping, and then we don't have to do it. We're gonna load the mapping from either one of this, okay? And we're gonna load from Street Fighter 2. He doesn't like that. He won't, because it's a different chords and he doesn't like that. So whenever it kick you out like that, it's best to reboot. All right. Otherwise, you will have problem. Whenever you're doing retro, and you are setting up something and he kick you out like that, it's best to reboot it and start over again because you don't want that to happen. Okay. Now, anytime if you are converting from one image to another image, it's best to start from here and then turn the power off. This is called a start firmware, Neo Geo ASP. Okay. If you cannot start that, that means you park your game in the wrong place. All right, that's one way you could tell. All right, so right now it will not work because I'm not parking the first one. I'm parking at the very bottom. So if I was to press A here, press A button on top, the red button, it won't allow me. It will kick me back out. See? So if you do not park it correctly and you change your image right away, the folder. Okay, the flash drive, the USB folder called ASPH. Okay, Arcade Stick Pro Hack. That's what it stands for. If you swap it, it doesn't matter you using mine or you using Telegram image, you will have a black screen. So you need to either park it in the Neo Geo or park it here. If you're not sure which one is which, park it here, then you'll be okay. So I'm gonna go here, press enter. Now, since the system remember where you left off, it's gonna automatically take me to the one that I was testing. I don't have a black screen. I turn it off and I will not get a black screen because I'm not changing image. I'm not changing a brand new folder. But if you are moving from one folder to another folder, you will have problem. Okay, it looked like because I'm trying to start the top one, it's already having problems. So I need to go back. We turn it off and turn it back on again. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a high-low stick. Press A. So in here now, mine is loading up slower because there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of program there, so that's why